Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. Me Matt. It's been a little bit since I did one of these, most because I've actually started on an internship here this week, but that's not what you're here for, obviously. Let's go for the players. It's a Western Front battle. Represent the Allies. We have Sarmas going straight out the gate for Ranger Company for the United States of America. Very good to see. And representing the Commonwealth, we have Easy Money Sniper as Royal Tank Regiment with Hammer Specialization. Ooh. This is like a Rails and Metal modded map, I believe, on the workshop made for Spearhead and Vikinger. Last I read, although it doesn't really look that much like Rails and Metal. Although it has much of the same themes, I guess. Representing the Germans, we have the Demu as the Wehrmacht without a commander choice yet. Oh, they just picked a commander. Looks like it is Leichte. They're also going for double pioneers, interesting. We have Hans Gehring playing as Panzerjäger tactics for the Waffen-SS. Ooh, that should be very fascinating. Although those Sturm Grenadiers are not moving yet. But he is getting some cheaper SS Grenadiers, which you can get if you're playing as Waffen-SS Panzerjäger. To help supplement your force. So I think we're gonna have the first engagement here, yeah, with the Re-Echelon opening fire on the Pioneers of the Wehrmacht. Pioneers need to get behind some cover, though. Although they seem to be doing better against the Re-Echelon. The Re-Echelon are not really that good combat infantry. That's not really what they're meant to do, anyway. Pioneers also trying to secure the southern point here, but are being shut up by the American riflemen. Over long distance here, actually. But Germans need to utilize cover. You always want to utilize cover in Spearhead. Pull back an MG-34 arriving for the Germans. British troops are setting up sandbags here supporting the Re-Echelon. British might be pushed back here as the Germans advance towards the victory point. Kugelwagen opening fire. And Germans have secured the southern victory point. We also have some Volksgrenadiers arriving here for the Wehrmacht. Not sure well they do out in the open in prolonged firefights with the Americans, simply because of rate of fire. But they might do okay because of the distance, I'm not sure. Well, the firefights continue up here. Those Pioneers not gonna last long though, they are on a continuous fire there from the British. Forced to pull back. Pioneers down here also holding up against the Americans, actually winning out, killing out that American rifleman squad. Using their long range to their advantage. Overall, the German infantry will perform better than the Americans at long range, as you can see. But it still needs to be cautious. The British will actually beat them at long range, however.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Ooh, looks like the SS Grenadiers are not in the best position there. They have no cover. And just running around is not going to help. Although a grenade is going out. Ooh, but here comes another rifle section. And the SS Grenadiers are getting out of there. Meanwhile, looks like the Vickers up here suppressed the SS troops. Gonna force them to get the hell out of there. Kugelwagen and MG-42 arriving for the Wehrmacht on the southern flank.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
Kugelwagen is relocating northwards for the SS. MG-42 opening fire. Suppressing those riflemen pretty quick. MG-34 lost it, or Kugelwagen with the MG-34 lost its gunner. Forcing it to pull back for repairs. We also have a tank on the section here for the British, armed with the Boys AT rifle, 55 calibers, I believe. A 55 caliber? I'm not an expert on the Boys AT rifle. Looks like a 55 caliber, I think. That is a pretty big bullet. British have a forwarding cannon here to operate from. And upgrading thermos grenades. That's a pretty good upgrade for the British infantry if they can get close to vehicles. Waffen-SS is preparing to tear up with a truck. They're also getting double Sturm Grenadiers behind us. Those Grenadiers are pushing upwards. You also have some Grenadiers on the field. There's not a lot to stop the Germans to advance. But they are getting up on the American positions that are trying to dig in. But there's only 2 of them left. That's not going to do much. Trying to for a Brandflash, but that might be too late. Oh, he gets it off! Burning some Americans. actually clearing out the mortar and might destroy it. Oh, looks like the mortar itself might barely remain operational. Wait, yeah, I forgot to mention this is a victory point match, as you can see. I don't get a lot of those. It's interesting to see that we get some victory points going on. 750 points though, so this might actually still just basically be a normal Annihilation match. Because of how long these matches can take. We have some range demo teams called in here. 3-man A squad unique to US range that can stealth actually. And can lay mines while stealthed and everything. I can do some cheeky stuff. You have to be very cautious with them, they are very costly. Rangers in general are very costly. It's not doing too well to push up there. We have a big Flammenwerfer here on the Storm Pioneers. The Flammenwerfer 41. And yes, as I said before, forward base here. Lots of Storm Grenadiers forming up. Getting Sturm Gewehren handed out to them actually. Which is a unique upgrade to them if you're playing as Panzerjäger. Very powerful ability. Pioneers are pushed very far up, but there's been nothing to stop them. The BAR should allow the Americans to win that engagement at long range. Especially wants to start burst firing. But so far not much is... Oh, yep, they got suppressed right there. We actually are remanning the mortar. We also have a ranger camp going on, which the rangers can build to recruit and operate from. That's probably the pioneer, yep. Well, the Waffen-SS is up here, but there is a Recce team here. You have to keep an eye on the Germans. They actually have very good sight in this area thanks to that Recce team, so they know exactly what the Waffen-SS is doing. They can set up... Oh, minefield going off though. Because Kane emplacement being set up. Tank hunter section is still on the prowl, waiting for a German vehicle to show up. Waffen-SS, oh, not Waffen-SS, Wehrmacht has set up a pillbox down here, well, a bunker actually, with an MG42 to just try and hold this side. They've not really met much resistance on this flank yet, so... The British do really want to take the victory point, and I understand why. The Recce team is also keeping an eye on the Germans still. French is being dug in here by the Wehrmacht. To support their SS allies, apparently. Order arriving for the Wehrmacht here. And we have a second tier-up truck coming out for the Waffen-SS, because they have the time for it and the resources at the moment, because of the lull in the fighting. And they also have an MG42 arriving here, probably to be set up in the trench provided by their Wehrmacht ally. Might have some coordination going on today. Overall, good to see. Yes, that is going to sit up there to cover the central point, I feel. No! Well, it's going to cover the central point, it's not going to use the trench. Jaco's opening fire here, and the Germans trying to dig in, which is going to not work out well for them. And they've basically been pinned now, so they actually cannot do anything. You actually have to pull them out. Oh, it looks like the Storm Pioneer is trying for it, but there's too many British forces to stop them. And we actually have the lieutenant called in here with the Brain Carrier. Brain Carrier used to clear out the anti-personnel mines, but Panzerfaust goes in. Good thing the lieutenant already left the building. Americans are preparing to push up on the other flank here. Rangers have been called in now. Elite infantry available to US Ranger Company. Costly, but some of the best American infantry available. You, obviously. Brits are finally securing this point. Looks like they'll probably head for the fuel afterwards. You have a Aufklar in for the Waffen-SS, and that'll get spotted by the Recce team, and they'll probably spot each other, actually. No vehicles coming. Let's see how long the sideway they actually have. We know they're there. How long does it take for them to actually spot them, is the question. Well, they actually have not been spotted yet. He's pulling them back anyway. And well, here we have a mortar fight going on now. US mortar on counter barrage. Try and deal with the double Wehrmacht mortar. But Germans still have more territory with resources, so to speak. Ooh, Recce team and Aufklar are still sneaking about on each other side. This is just holding up along the front line. Americans are preparing to push down here. Yeah, they're pushing. They even have ranger support with a heat bazooka. Okay. And this bunker might actually stop this push because the Americans are lacking in stuff to push through it yet. Could smoke it with a smoke grenade, technically. Or a smoke mortar barrage. There's a fine securing the northern front here. Down here the fighting continues. Or, well, just some pot shots at each other. There we go, bunker opening fire. Suppressing the re-echelon. Rifle grenade going out here from the grenadiers. Oh, pretty good rifle grenade there. The rifle grenade can be pretty hit and miss, but if it does damage, it's actually pretty damn good. Because it's over long range. More rangers called in for the United States. Tracking up along the railroad. While these storm pioneers are still waiting behind this building. Black half-track established here for the Waffen-SS to help hold down the line. Recce team got spotted. Gonna force him to get out of there. Americans are taking up for vehicles though, and so are the British. British taking up for light vehicles, technically. Wehrmacht has not really built a lot of base buildings and taking up yet. They are first going to 2 now. And the Waffen-SS has been very diligent. Still need their 3rd truck. Yes, I haven't seen it. I don't see it at the moment. British troops are forming up for another defensive line. They're going to tighten the noose around the Germans, but the Germans do have full sight and everything thanks to these Aufklars. Giving them a good idea of what the British are doing, and the Storm Pioneer is already shooting in. Hitting off one rifle section right there. Leading the lieutenant alone with his bodyguard. Plane coming overhead here for the Germans as well, dropping some anti-tank equipment, I believe. Unique to you if you're playing as Panzerjäger. Not unique to you, but one of the German commanders that can do it. Dropping a Pak 40 and an MG34, not bad. Some pretty good stuff.
Steady up, fellas. I got orders coming.
All right, you guys, make ready.
American fighting position being established with a 50 caliber. Not a lot of fighting is happening on this flank. AA is also being set up here by the Germans. Packs are now arriving for the German forces to hold the front line. Brits have dug in. Expected the Brits are generally pretty good at that. Both sides have actually been digging in fairly well on either opposite side here. And even a pillbox going out now for the... Oh, well, that's a command bunker, actually. To allow them to call in the Italian army, which is the unique call-in battle group to you if you're playing as Wehrmacht Leiter. You call in the Italian Royal Army. One of the more interesting battle groups, actually. I actually hope to see them a little bit more represented in Combat Heroes 3. And that's not going to be a good thing with the lieutenant. He has to get out of that. Much fire in that area, especially with the flak half track. And then, of course, the Storm Grenadiers. German mortars setting up. Goes over 222. A lot of action going on everywhere. Ah, okay, the Sappers are shooting at something. They're shooting this Untersturmführer and his retinue, who's not able to shoot back, apparently. Coming up closer to do so. Calling in an artillery barrage, which is going to take a while to get called in. An artillery going in here on the Sappers, force them to pull back. Rifle sections are not doing a good job here because of this flag half-track. That's going to make it very hard for the British infantry to push up. You also have an assault brigade here available to the British. Unique squad available to them if they're playing as tank. Being armed with Tommy guns at the moment. Oh, flag half-track is going to make a move for it. The flag should actually do a good job against these fortifications. The issue is they are fortified, but that might not be enough, especially on the prolonged flag fire. I have to reload the flag. Here we go. Emplacement down. So people actually using the flag half-track. Good to see. Not a unit we see too often, but it's actually surprisingly valuable sometimes. Artillery being called by the British though, and the British artillery does not show flares, so that it might be that half-track. Yep. Still for far too long, but it did do a lot of damage. I think the Germans actually got what they needed out of that half-track. Here comes the third truck though, so the SS could take up finally to pull. And while the half-track has arrived here, more the half-track actually for the Wehrmacht. Now it's just really sitting around digging in at the moment. The Allies still hold 2 command points, which is the most important thing for them at the moment. Well, victory points actually. Technically the Axis do have to push at some point, but they have so much time. They are in no rush. They can safely just build up and prepare for a push. The Allies are a little bit on the back foot here, and actually, well, I wouldn't call it the back foot. They just have to fortify a lot and get ready. More up here, the fighting is going on with the Waffen-SS is trying to secure the victory points. Probably why they have so many units on the field. Lots of Waffen-SS troops. MP4 decided out to some of the Zoom Pioneers as well. Bakers in the trench opening fire.
Horses are ready to create smoke screens for any vehicles that need crew repairs.
Storm Gradier's not gonna get far. But the MG4 twisting up down here against the Lieutenant. Behind heavy cover to heavy cover, I think the MG42 should win that. Yep, and the Lieutenant is pulling back. Do not underestimate the MG42. Barrage being prepared up by the Untersturmführer. Probably aiming here. Or for the bunker. Yeah, it's aiming for the trench actually. Ooh, almost killed the Vickers there. A final tech-up is coming up here, which will give the Waffen-SS the advantage of getting tanks. But I think the Leichter can also get tanks now. Yep, they already have the access to, the ability to.
Scout car awaiting orders.
Americans are just taking in. Getting lots of AT guns to cover their flanks. Fuel being airdropped in the Allied base because all the Allied tank-oriented commanders can do that. Wait, Royal Tank, Royal Tank for the British, Armor Company for the United States, and Tank for the Russians. All of them can basically call in fuel. Oh, that's not gonna be a good one for the... Oh, might that be a smoke barrage? That's a smoke barrage! But the shells are actually killing the Germans. Probably wait for the shields to land before pulling in. But the Germans are able to take the victory point here thanks to counterattack tactics. So now the Axis control all 3 victory points actually. Thanks to the job of this Aufklar down here as well. This MD42 will make this very hard to take back. Actually, there's double MD42 here, one in the trench. That is a suicide place for infantry to be. Now the Axis have the upper hand here, even more so. MD34 trying to set up here, but that's gonna be a very hard sell, I think. And the firefight could last for a while if that mortar doesn't get too involved. More smoke going in, this time for the British. They're called in by the Untersturmführer. Kills not hitting the assault brigade though. Allowing the British to secure this victory point somewhat. Let's see, we do have a Cromwell coming out. Basic tank for the British. No armor coming out for either German yet. Americans are not getting armor yet either, but they are getting another Ranger team, this time a Ranger Recon, who are experts in long-range engagements. We have a half-track here for the Mthis. And with the MD42. Mines being laid on the point now by the British sappers. Oh, good idea to have a tank on the section up there to hold that line. Very smart. Ooh, British troops are being shot to pieces. Definitely not the best for them. Lieutenant is holding here and opening fire on the Storm Pioneers. Here comes more Assault Brigade. It's actually the same as Assault Brigade. They might actually pick up a weapon. No, they're not. They're not going to pick up the Bren. Fair enough. No sign about of fighting on the other flanks yet, but you have Veterans of V Cromwell arriving, which is a unique thing if you're playing as Royal Tank. Your tanks survive at Veterancy, which is pretty handy. Let's see if this Cromwell can do anything to help. No armor coming out for the Mthis yet. But the Mthis do have packs set up. This should not be the easiest thing for the Cromwell. And on the angle it goes in, and I think they already know the Cromwell is there thanks to the Aufklärer. Yep. Pack is gonna open fire from an ambush position. No penetration. High explosive missed. Well, it was shot. Pack is not penetrating, so lucky for the British at the moment. Oh, the front line of that Cromwell is really working out here. That's actually a lot of frontal armor. 1,000. That's actually pretty high. That's like more than this Stuke. That's honestly surprising. None of the Cromwell was that armored. That's impressive. Good job, British. Must be because this is a Cromwell Mark 5, but now it's a Mark 6. Nice this upgrade. I'm pretty sure the Cromwell Mark 5/6 is pretty damn good. Was it gonna brawl with these Stuke? It is. That's not the wisest move, but it might work out. Takes its high armor. Oh yeah, it is immobilized. And then the AT gun gets it. Now it's trying to go for this pack. High explosive kills the crew. This Cromwell is doing a very good job for King and Country. You know, the Kulverwagen as well. You know, the Ranger Recons are securing the central point here. While under a lot of machine gun fire. They're going in. But the Ranger Recon is pulling out after securing the point. Only losing 2 members of their squad. Germans a little bit on the back foot now. Like this Cromwell is doing a lot of job or a lot of work already. Very British thing. The Germans were Panzerfaust, they just need to get close enough to use them.
Where do you want us?
More fuel being airdropped in the British base.
Choppers ready.
Probably pick up the last one. We also have a Wehrmacht Aufklar down here. Keep an eye on the American front. They only see the fighting position at the moment. They don't know there's a ranger hiding back here.
Grenadiers reporting.
Panzer 4H and several order half-tracks have been called in by the Leichter Division. But Panzer 4H is definitely a big deal here. But still not as much armor as that Cromwell.
Engine ticking over.
Jagdpanzer. Now this we'll be able to deal with the Cromwell, I'm pretty sure. The Jagdpanzer 4 is definitely a dangerous little anti-tank weapon. I probably shouldn't call it little because of its very long gun. Although one might say it might be overcompensating for something. Ooh, very good artillery strike there from the British.
One of our forward structures has been destroyed.
This Cromwell might be persuaded to pull back if they realize there's a Jagdpanzer. Yeah, he already realizes something is up, so he's pulling back. Don't want to brawl with that. Orders from the Wehrmacht side is killing the Americans. If the American position can survive this for long. Lots of mortar half-tracks everywhere. They're pulling back after Eat Barrage 2, it looks like, so that's pretty smart. Or relocating.
Scout car awaiting orders.
So we have a layered bunker defense. Of course, they have allowed the Germans to do it, but we also have the Sherman 76 arriving here.
At your service, Elfing.
Let's see if the British will get anything else but this Cromwell. With the Stormfield pushing up here behind the regular Stuck.
Ready. All ships
And the they know the Jagdpanzer is there, despite it being camouflaged. Thanks to the flare. So they're being called in here by the Untersturmführer. Jagdpanzer is heading northward slowly. It wants to take out this Cromwell, I feel. So they're coming in. Oh, that's the SS1. Doesn't do a lot because it's the Untersturmführer's barrage. Also because destructed braced. Huh. That's a Comet being prepared by the British. Basically, it's a medium tank developed by the British that actually has a 17-pounder, which is specifically designed for it. And the Aufklasse of the Wehrmacht is very far up on the front line. They can actually see into the American base. So they know there's not a lot to stop the H. Ooh, Cromwell was trying to get a cheeky shot in on the Jagdpanzer. But now the Germans are pushing up here in the 50 caliber position.
Our fighting position is sustaining fire.
Americans might have to do something about that. Kettenwerfer set up here by the Germans, but that might not last too long. Germans are pulling through here. The Sherman might need to relocate quick to the southern flank. And the D is pushing up now. Lots of mortars here for the Wehrmacht. Another Panzer 4H arriving. Not looking good here for the Allies, that's what I'm sure. But this Comet might have to turn around to help deal with that issue, because now the Allies in a pretty big problem. The American central position is basically about to be flanked. Will the Comet actually manage to brawl with the Jagdpanzer? Probably thanks to the help of this AT gun. Comet is moving up though, and this one has a pretty good penetration rate thanks to its gun. Doesn't have IRS veteran apparently. Cheeky, because he knows they're there thanks to the Aufklar. He launched a rifle grenade, but it didn't do a lot of damage. That's a pineapple. That's a lot more deadly than the German one. But the Aufklar are keeping a very good eye on the American positions for the Wehrmacht here. Well, there's a lot of fighting going on up on this side. So the Jagdpanzer went down to the Comet. Let's hold the Comet for a while. Looks like the Cromwell will lead the charge. Probably better suited for it due to its increased armor. This truck is still brazing.
Tank ready and waiting. What's the mission?
Panzerjäger is lagging in stuff to stop him. At least for now. Explosive shot going in. I think anyway. Flammenwerfer getting close. The troops will not get suppressed when they are next to a tank due to tin can, which is pretty handy for allowing a push. Oh, the Americans making a push down here. Oh, the Alpha class have been spotted. Getting cut to pieces in seconds by the 50 calibers. I get an F7 beside the bunker here, which actually gives it that is a good range. Holy shit! That will probably be able to kill that Cromwell if it can get close enough.
Engine ticking over.
Definitely not something I want to go up against because that is a very powerful AT weapon. Oh my god, it's going in! That one shot there has a lot of damage on that Comet. And that's the Comet down. That has been decrewed. And taken out by the pack. Well, the Germans are securing the victory point in the center again. I feel the Americans need to step up their push. It'll be very difficult though to push up on this. Without artillery support anyway. Oh, good artillery actually. I didn't completely miss that. That is the point of the British artillery anyway. It's very sneaky. But that Cromwell is going to stay out of range, isn't it? Because it's playing smart. Of course, that's why it's a veteran-free crew. Panzer for ages to set up. We also have double Panzerwerfer now. Very potent artillery piece available to Wehrmacht for several commanders. Sherman 76 just sitting around. Next to secure the central victory point again. This is the Americans are just intent on holding the center here. And ignoring the southern flank, which I don't think is a smart move. Panzerwerfer opening fire. Probably aiming for the center here. Yeah, looks like it. Americans are everywhere, so there's a lot of targets to hit. And the problem of having a lot of troops in one area makes them much more susceptible to widespread rocket barrage. Also, notice we have a bug plane up here. You can see it on the minimap. That happens sometimes on some maps I found. Very rare though. Will technically be shot down, which resets him, though. Another plane. Dropping in some more fuel for the British.
Armor here.
There's Sherman coming out to the field for the United States.
Ready for orders.
The mortar shelling just keeps happening on the American side here.
Young crew just got wiped out. Enemies are swarming one of our emplacements.
Ooh. That's a Jagdtiger. Ooh, that is gonna be a very hard sell for that Cromwell, I feel. Actually, I'm not sure what the British are gonna do against that. That is a very hard weapon to fight. Especially frontally. Doomgrandier is fighting alongside the Untersturm Fierce bodyguards trying to call an artillery. But I think the Cromwell's gonna win for a cheeky high explosive shot. But it's not targeting. Might be a bug. Happens sometimes. There we go, now it's loading it. But here comes the Jagdtiger. And it crumbles down after that. You are not going to survive a Jagdtiger shot. I think the Americans have to step up. They are getting a jumbo though, and the jumbo will be very hard to crack for the division, I feel. They don't have a lot of AT equipment. They have 2 H's, yes, but they need to coordinate to deal with the jumbo, I feel. You know, the Mthis is preparing their push here alongside the Jagdtiger. For the smoke, is it aiming for the defenses? Like it might be. Boy, the Panzer Sherman also being prepared. Unique weapon available to you if you're playing as Panzerjäger. Just like a lot of these things we've seen actually. Another Panzerwerfer shot. Oh, yeah, Panzerwerfer hitting here again in the center American position. Killing a lot of them. And here's the jumbo. Here comes the Jagdtiger. The British do have a lot of AT weaponry, but it might not be high enough caliber. Sure, the low caliber will actually have a high penetration chance sometimes, but it will not do a lot of damage. If it penetrates. I suppose we loaded on the Jagdtiger there. Looks like I start firing though. But nothing is really penetrating the Jagdtiger at that angle. The Grenadiers are moving in for the center again with their Gewehr 43s. Order half-track for support. The American central position has kind of collapsed. Need to utilize their tanks, I feel. Ranger recon present nearby. Artillery going in to deny the German advance there. They do have 3 Shermans now, the Americans just need to utilize them. We also have a new Comet here arriving for the British. If you can get on the flank of the Jagdtiger, it might be able to do something, but at a frontal long-range brawl, never. Nothing is going to happen with that. Oh, here's the Boy, the Panzer. One of the weapons captured by the Germans. Germans had a tendency to use a lot of captured equipment if they could. Bazooka being utilized there by the Ranger Recon like a Panzerfaust, which is a unique ability available to them. I think the Americans do need to step up pushing. They're being very too timid at the moment. Which I think is just in the Germans' favor. British are preparing to move up here again. Are using flares, very smart. He wants to keep an eye on what the Germans are doing. Yep, there's the flare. Giving them very good visual here. Revealing the Jagdtiger.
Marksman trained in awaiting a target.
Our Rebecca team. Looks like the British are really going by the idea that intel is always handy. And indeed, having intelligence on your opponent is very powerful. Having the ability to see what they have, where they position everything, also makes your artillery more accurate. Panzerwerfer firing again, this time aiming for where? Up here by the looks of it. Taking out one order. Ooh, Comet is aiming for the bunker there. Another Panzerwerfer firing probably around here. That's a good target. Very brave pioneers. In the end, it's not gonna help. We are Riflemen trying to hold the center against the Grenadiers. Opa Blitz arriving here for the Waffen-SS. Hope to help with field repairs and reinforcement. Oh, Americans going in again. Good utilization of the smoke grenades. But the Americans need to utilize that jumbo. It's just sitting in the back there. Double H, though, is present. And the H is the most potent of the Panzer IVs, to my understanding. Well, the Allies are just losing a lot of troops here. More smoke shells going in. Oh, Commands present. Might know that Panzer IV. Oh, actually, that H did not do that much damage. Good white phosphorus shell, though.
Target out of action! Armor here.
The Germans so far in the lead. How many needs repairs, though? And my throat is sore. Well, because I've actually been doing a lot of work today because of my internship. Ah! Here comes the American trump card. It's a long Tom, 155mm howitzer. That can do a lot of damage. The Germans do not know it's being set up yet, do they? They do have the Aufklärer. Can barely see it. He does know it's there.
Enemy forces are securing.
More rockets landing, probably on the Germans, yep. Good job with those Aufklärers, they're able to really make the artillery a little bit more accurate, but rocket artillery is just inaccurate as always.
The enemy is taking our territory.
The Ranger Recon might want to have to get out of there. Yeah, that's a lot of fire. So the last Ranger actually does get out of there. Kettenberg for firing again. Ooh, long term is on counter barrage. So that means this should fire at that Panzerwerfer for now. But the Panzerwerfer is moving back. Good to see, so they're playing smart. So this artillery shell should not hit anything. Wow, okay, it's actually still able to aim for it. Surprising. The Germans actually need to keep being on the move. Now the long term is very inaccurate. Hamid also went down again there. Black position taken out. You have triple Panzer IV-H. That's a potent force if they coordinate. Jumbo's moving up finally. This thing has pretty ridiculous frontal armor. It's higher frontal armor than the Jagdpanzer actually. But not more frontal armor than the Jagdtiger. Well, there's not a lot more frontal armor than the Jagdpanzer, only 50 more according to this armor rating. So that's pretty high for a Sherman. Oh, H going in for a kill. Taking out the Sherman 76.
We just lost a medium tank.
Second long tom being established. This one's probably going to be a normal barrage, while the other one remains on counter barraging to help try and deter German artillery. Rangers pushing up here. Ooh, white phosphorus rocket from the Rangers here. That's actually a very potent weapon in cover-to-cover fighting. No weapon we see too often either. Not a long time is up. But the Americans do need the munitions. And so this one is firing. Oh, very good shot there from the counter barrage. Killing a Panzer IV. Aiming for that mortar, obviously.
All right, you guys, make ready. Troops stand by.
And they need all the munitions to keep those long toms firing. They're both on counter barrage? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I suppose they really want to deny it. Oh. I see what they are planning. They're driving close to get more accurate, and then they're gonna aim for the long tom, aren't they? Yep, here they go. Oh, they're aiming around here. Oh, they're aiming for the long tom? They were aiming for the long tom. And he drives back. And away from the danger.
Looks like we're getting into the excitement.
That's why you cannot allow your enemy to control your flank like that. They can utilize it to their advantage. On some firing. How are they able to track like that, I have no idea, but that's impressive, I guess. Oh, we have a Churchill Crocodile, though, arriving for the British. Heavily armored Churchill tank with a flamethrower on the front. Long Tom got completely destroyed. I don't think the Americans can utilize their counter-barrage tactic as well. H got a good flank at 76. The H is going for it for now. He's going for it because he has the outclass to keep an eye on it. And he gets it. Jumbo's moving around though. That's a really big threat they have to flank to deal with. Not gonna be easy to fight frontally. Meanwhile, the Jagdtiger is trying to make a push up here. But it's not really designed to deal with fortified positions. It's designed to deal with tanks. Loading a high explosive though. Ooh, flanking shot there from the British AT gun. That's gonna force him to fall back for a bit. Jumbo did not engage. Looks like the Panzer IV also pulled back. Aufklar keeps sneaking up. I like to see this Aufklar play. Intel is very important. Never underestimate the ability to have good intelligence. Not sure what they're repairing. Repairing the wreck. Not gonna do anything. Look the amount of sight they have on the Allied front line here. They know basically everything that the Allies are doing. That's a very big deal.
Stand by. Orders.
That's why intelligence is key, I feel. Because if you can know your enemy's positions and all their movements, you can react. And then rebuff them, or whatever the name is. Word is. Like, look, this Rakettenwerfer is even getting position on the flank here. Because it knows there's little here to stop it. He's aiming for the other long tom, I imagine. Oh, he's aiming here, okay. Now he has to quickly get out of there. We got one of the fighting positions of the British there. Ally situation is not looking that good at the moment. Or we can camp set up here by the ranges. Ooh. Churchill has to be cautious. If he gets immobilized somewhere, it's basically dead. Well, it can take the hits. If it's stuck, it cannot do much.
Armor ready.
Jumbo driving around. Trying to figure out where it's most useful, but it's not really done a lot of action yet. A lot of combat being prepared by the British.
Send your orders.
This Aufklar is still doing a lot of work, just keep an eye on the American position. You know, the Allies really don't have anything. It's not flying. We even have a Panther coming in now for the Leichte. The Panther will definitely be a viable weapon.
Prepare to execute.
More flares coming over the battlefield.
Ready
British Recce team is in trouble. Water half track aiming for that. Nice. I think. There it is. So he's trying to clear out the American units one by one. More rockets going in. Trying to mobilize the Churchill, I feel, but missed. Oh, Jagdtiger's got aiming there, but it didn't hit. They want to take out that Churchill. Here's another comment for the British. Truck being prepared by the British as well to help repairs on the fields. Long Tom is not doing that much for the Americans. Needs to be given a target rather than just be used for counter barraging. Because the Light is just moving around constantly with the artillery, which is a smart thing to do. Especially when dealing with large howitzers, large caliber ones. And an American that's not really covering their flank that well. They're actually using incendiary shells up there.
We lost a gun crew.
Here's the Panther. Probably to get ready to spearhead an assault here for the Germans. While the Churchill and the Comet will have to hold the front line up here on their own against the Jagdtiger. Here's the Jumbo. That's probably the biggest threat to the Germans at the moment, but the Panther's gonna go for it. The Jumbo has more armor than the Panther, but the Panther has a better gun. Oh, we do have a flank here from the assault brigade. Good AT assault, AT grenade assault there. Oh, Long Tom is finally being useful here. It's firing. Aiming right here with its barrage. Oh, this Comet might be in trouble. That's not good. Oh yeah, good shot actually. If the Comet penetrates, it does a lot of damage thanks to its 17-pounder. But the Allies have lost a lot of ground. They only hold this slim of territory. Ooh, they are threatening the Panzer Commando. And the Comet won out against the Jagdpanther. Jagdpanzer. Jagdpanther's not in this game, unfortunately. Ostwind available here for the Waffen-SS. That's not going to do much against an AT gun. Ooh, Sherman pushing up. They're being taken out by the AT guns and the Churchill. They need to take out that Jagdtiger. But it's being supported by a Rakettenwerfer right behind it, so the Churchill cannot push up easy. Smart. And well, the Germans are slowly creeping up on this flank, but the Jumbo is keeping them at bay. Jumbo is an amazing assault and defensive tank because of its high armor. Oh, they spotted the recon team. The Alf class have been detected. Not sure how. Boy, the Panzer Sherman here fighting against the fighting position, but Comet coming around the corner. Good shit with the 17-pounder right there. Could still threaten this position. Ooh, no penetration, but the Sherman penetrated. And Pack gets it.
The Comet tank has been put out of action.
Germans are still gearing up here. Getting more Panzer 4Hs. We do have a Sexton arriving here for the Royal Tanks. Second Long Tom has been prepared by the Rangers again. Rockets once again aiming around here, I feel. They're trying to take out this jumbo, I feel, but the rockets have not been very accurate. Could, however, give these guys coordinated artillery. But they need to be observations too, but that's why you need to get the Kamkap Center. Because if you use that with them, they should do a lot of damage. And you can really just seal a target thanks to the outflows. Ghost is having a little bit of a long firefight there, but it has the armor to survive. Where did the Jagdtiger go? That's still there. Oh, it's invisible on the minimap. Why? Huh. Long Tom is once again shilling the SS positions here. Germans still control a large swath of the map. Ooh. That's just the Storm Pioneers actually with the flamethrower. But the Allies are starting to lose points. Churchill pushing up here to deal with the Sherman. Once its flamethrower hits here, it's gonna be very hard to get away from it. Yep. That's the power of that flamethrower. The House is now doing their best to shield. Look at how many kills it already got, because it's now being used as an actual artillery piece. Rockets going in. Aiming for this one. You have to listen for the rockets generally. And then this one is also firing. They're both aiming for this area. I guess if they can take out this tank command, that would be a pretty big deal. That's for H is relocating. Jumbo's holding this flank still. Sexton is now opening fire. Mobile artillery unit available to all British commanders, to my understanding. Ooh, the Jagdtiger's coming up. It's gonna take a shot. Ooh, it missed. It's attack grounding. As the British player noticed. Don't think they have. Ooh, that missed too. And that's a long reload time on that unit. If the Churchill can get close enough to use the flamethrower. Oh, he should just have gone for it, I feel. And seriously, if you can get the flamethrower on that Jagdtiger, it will stop being effective. Too late now, I feel. Hands for putting fire. Aiming for the Sexton. Missing. Jumbo holding the flank here. Ooh, that Panzer IV is in trouble. No penetration, though. The Jumbo is very hard to break through. Two on the flank there. And the Germans are going for the base now, I feel. Yeah, they're doing a base assault. The Jumbo has to really act quick. One Panzer IV down. Jumbo is quickly moving.
One of our fighting positions is sustaining fire.
And that German assault is already being forced to pull back. Another fighting position almost taken out there. They will soon. The Jumbo's not really been used that much as an assault tank this game, unfortunately. It might be now. Oh yeah, it's pushing up. Immobilize the Panzer IV. And the Jumbo is really potent. Do not underestimate it, but there's a Kettenwerfer in there. I don't think there's enough here to push through. It's too many mines still.
We just lost a unit.
Meanwhile, the Jagdtiger is trying to push up here. The Churchill's gonna have an engagement shortly. The flamethrower might... Yeah, there comes the bursts. And meanwhile, the Luftwaffe is coming in for a strafe. Engine sword being overheated due to the flamethrower. AT grenade going in. Doing good damage. I think the Churchill should just press the assault. That might be too late now. Oh, yeah, one shot right there. Jumbo's still pretty healthy though. We're assault grounding with the machine gun. Very nice. Getting into the smoke. Was Finn pushing up here? Oh, and this Jagdtiger is getting flanked here by this. Oh! Lost his engine! It's basically a sitting duck. Well, this Churchill needs to be very careful. And it gets it! Churchill destroyed the Jagdtiger, that's a big deal. But the Allies have enough to turn this around. There's a Jumbo still present here. Recon team is finally getting killed there. Lots of AT guns for the Americans. Churchill Crocodile is doing a great job here for the British, but the British have lost practically everything. They need to call in more troops. They have Fate present here. Can use explosive shells, which is already doing. That's not a good position for those AT guns, I feel. Good workout. I don't think so. Why can I not shoot here? Is this a side blocker? That's awkward. Oh, here comes the Panzerwerfers. And a Jumbo needs to be a lot more active for the American side, I feel. The British can hold their victory point. That's not a problem anymore.
We're at 200 points.
I just got a message on my phone. That's typical. It does a fair amount these days. Those attack grounding into the American corpses. Ooh.
What are your orders? We are ready for action.
Churchill seems to be ready again. So the British are gonna go for the center with their Churchill. More Americans are getting onto the battlefield. Long times are firing again. Aiming for the, oh, they're definitely aiming to take the center point here. Oh, yep, the Jagdpanzer present, but the Churchill can get close enough. Yep. The Kettenwerfer is sitting back though. Another Jagdtiger is being prepared. Oh, and Jagdpanzer takes out the Churchill. Jumbo's going in. Well, that's not good. When the Jumbo went down, oh, that's not good at all. I feel like that might be the end of the Allied advance. Doesn't feel like there's a lot more else they can do. Yep, the Allies surrender and pull back. Well, this was quite a match. I'll see you all next time, everyone. Bye-bye.